Martin, firstly, let's start with the fantastic news that Breda Hangeland, your captain, has signed for another 2, potentially 3 years. How delighted are you?
Of course, you know that Breda loves the club, so you always got a big chance. You know, we had a big chance of keeping him, but you never know. All these horrible clubs trying to tap him up, and you know that there's a lot of truth in it as well, because he was a fantastic player for Fulham over the last 4 or 5 years. So we are delighted to keep him. He's our captain. I always told him that he shouldn't underestimate the value he's got for us, and that we like him and we love him. But sometimes that is not enough, because you have to come up with a good offer to keep players like him, you know. And we try to do that. And of course, there's always something in the middle, you know, because you can't afford to pay the unbelievable wages the Manchester City or United or Chelsea pay. But we made him a good offer. He realized that as well, that we wanted to keep him, and I think he's delighted as well, because in the end we kept him for the next 2 years, plus another option for another year. So I think he will be here for the rest of his career, and that is awesome.
He'll be leading the team out on Monday night against Queen's Park Rangers, obviously scrapping for their lives. It's going to be a tough encounter.
No, remember the away game, you know, that was probably one of the worst games since I was here, and that was not what you want. We gave them too much space, and that was their first win. And of course they beat Chelsea after that, and Sunderland, and Southampton away from home, good draws against Spurs, Norwich. So they had good results, but at that time, you know, we would have liked to beat him. It was a derby game. I can remember so many away supporters, Fulham fans, waiting for a good result, like the year before when Pogremiak scored the winner, you know, and that is what I wanted, and we didn't do that. So that was a big disappointment. But hopefully we can put it right on Monday, and because we still need a couple of wins to be fine and safe. But they will fight for their lives, because they need the 3 points. They need 4 or 5, maybe more wins out of the last 8. We've got a game in hand, but that is against Chelsea. So if you get points against Chelsea, it will be a bonus. So I feel that it's a crucial game for us and for them.
Before we talk extensively about QPR, let's have a moment to reflect on the fantastic 3 points at White Hart Lane, which was a great result for you, for the fans, for the players.
We talked about that game, you know. We said QPR will be vital, will be crucial, you know, because we were on 33 points. And can you imagine Wigan, for example, picking up results, and even QPR, they had a bad result against Aston Villa, but you can, you know, foresee results for QPR, because they beat Southampton away from home, Sunderland 3-1, even Chelsea away from home, you know. So they are getting better and better on the Harry. They had a few good draws, and then we picked up the 3 points against Spurs. It was unexpected, but I think if you look at us over the last 6 months away from home, we had too many draws. But I think we managed 14 games, and I think we didn't lose 9 or 10, so that was quite good. It's still not great, you know me, because I want to be in the top 5 or 6 with the results, but we have managed to be in the top 9, top 10, and that is better than before. We silenced the crowd, because I know that crowd, and they can be very noisy. We silenced them, we kept the ball. First half was not great, because we couldn't play with a purpose and play forward and create things, but we still made it difficult for them. Second half, I think we were probably as good as them. We kept, and there's always a problem, you know, before the game you think, oh, Dempsey could score a winner, or Dembele will have a scream in the top corner, and you know, of course it was my old club, and then in hindsight, to keep Bale quiet. Dempsey was not happy maybe after the game. Dembele was substituted, so everything went well for us. It was a great result, and that was what we needed before that game against QPR on Monday night, you know, derby game, sellout, and hopefully we can make our supporters happy, because it's one of the most important games for them of the season. Of course, QPR, they need a result, they need a win, to be honest, and we need a win as well. We need a couple of wins, so we can't rest on our laurels and say, okay, we've got 36 points. It helps, it's good, but we are still not there. So you know, hopefully we gained a lot of confidence against Spurs, and the fans will see that on Monday. That is what I hope for.
Things seem to have changed since the West Bromwich game on New Year's Day. The performances have got better. Is that the time that the players have had to be together? What do you think the reason for that is? Is it confidence in the momentum of getting results?
It's simple and it's complicated. You know, it's simple because of course we played with different teams before that. I was looking for the balance. The team was looking for the right balance. But I have to say, since West Brom, and you can see that formation, and we played in that formation a lot of times, and it seemed to be our best formation, you know, in hindsight. So that is always important. You know, if you have to replace 2 or 3 players, you need a bit of luck. And I think this team gelled together. Of course, we had 3 or 4 players in the transfer window, and we needed them. Now we are fine. There's not a lot of injuries, and there's still a few players like Urbi. You know, I thought he would play a lot of games. He didn't, because my players, Ashkan for example, did ever so well, wasn't injured, could play all the games. Damien Duff went to the other flank. I think he was probably our most productive player on the flank. So it was not easy for the new players like Eno, like Frimpong, you know, Manolev. Manolev was man of the match in his country, Bulgaria. He scored a goal as well, and he couldn't even make the 18. He couldn't even make the squad because the right back Sasharita is probably doing very well, to be fair. So the squad is stronger, and we played with a settled team, and I think that was our strength.
In terms of the players, international duty obviously hasn't left you with a huge amount of time for preparation, but more importantly, were there any injuries picked up on international duty?
It was a bit different this time because most of the players came back Tuesday, some Monday already, and I had 2 or 3 coming back at the end of the week. If you talk about Swartz, Brian Lewis, Ashkande Jaga, they came at the end of the week. But for the rest, we didn't have a big problem because most of them played 1 game. Usually they play 2, now they play 1. So we were fine. We could do a lot in training. The only problem is always with the players like Brian Lewis in South America. If you see Mark Swartz, you're going to Australia and all these Oman. So that is not ideal. But Ashkan Dejaga, as you know, plays for Iran. So that is awful, but he's fit. We saw him this morning. We have to make an assessment about Eno tomorrow because he feels his hamstring, so he will probably not be selected for the game on Monday. Brian Lewis will be a bit tired, so we'll have a look tomorrow with his how he feels, make an assessment on him, and then hopefully play our best team on Monday.
And just finally, a word on the under-18s out in Dallas, about to face the Japanese side. Have you got a good luck message for them?
Hopefully they will win, you know, because it's not, they're winners, you know. Our under-18s is one of the best teams maybe in England for sure, because we won the league title, we won the English title last year, we played in the final before, so I'm very proud of them. And now they are in America beating Fluminense, for example, you know, a great team, because I know these teams from Brazil. They're strong. They're a big team, you know, on the 80s. So I will have 2, 3, or maybe more players next year in my squad, and they are very young. Hopefully they will beat them, you know, and then come back with the Dallas Cup. It will be great.
Well, we wish you luck on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you.